In this video, yes, with our spatula mounted microphone, we are going to discuss our season camping in Bob, our first experiences of camping in our £500 folding camper. This video is sponsored by Readly, so we'll be chatting about them in a bit and tell you a bit more about what that is. But yeah, it's been good, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been fantastic. It's been absolutely probably the best summer of my life, I think.
Yeah.
We've just been
Freedom of the road. It has been really, really good. And I must admit, I was cynical about this whole camping adventure. It feels a bit too much like a canvas caravan for my liking, but it's been superb.
It's been absolutely brilliant. And the living space is brilliant. With 4 of us, it was still brilliant.
Yeah,
It's amazing. And such a clever piece of technology, the way this is made, so that you have so much storage, you have so much space.
Yeah,
it's so simple. You know, you pull out the sides in your 60-minute erection.
60 second.
60 seconds minute, crikey.
I'm much quicker than that.
Crikey. 60 seconds erection, and you've got your bed. So yeah, it's brilliant. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I know some people were a little bit critical of the sliding mechanism. The thing is, if you had a 31-year-old part on your car that failed, you wouldn't be critical.
No.
It's to be anticipated.
Yeah, we just had this one repaired, as you may have seen when we visited Whiteland Restoration. We're eyeing up that one and thinking that looks a little questionable as well. So we may try and sort that out.
I think that's questionable now.
Yeah.
Somebody just said that was fine, but no, if you look
no,
at
they are backing out, because what I think has actually happened, I don't think it's so much a fatiguing of the metal. I think what's happened is 2 of the nuts, we found loads of nuts when we lifted the mattress.
Did you?
All the little nuts were missing, so 2 of them had backed out, and that left one tiny little bolt taking the whole strain, and it sheared because it isn't designed to take that much load. So that's what that's all about. So yeah, there may be some maintenance work, but
I think there's one original over in that corner over there.
oh, I see. That's more like riveted, isn't it? Yeah.
And then this one somebody's done, but they've done it hardcore. It's got nuts, bolts, screws, everything going on over that side.
Yeah, works to be done.
Yes.
But I want to jump into the whole Readly thing. Readly is a digital online subscription to magazines, so you can read magazines on your device, like what I have here in my pocket. And
so smooth.
Yeah, very smooth. And actually came in really useful on this trip.
Yeah.
I don't do sponsorship stuff just because people give me money. I turn down sponsorship deals all the time, but this one genuinely useful. We were stuck on a campsite. We weren't stuck on a campsite. We were having a nice time on the campsite.
Yeah, we were.
But there was very poor internet, so I couldn't watch videos, which is how I tend to relax. So reading magazines was the order of the day, and we don't want to carry magazines around with us. Perish the thought, it'd be heavy.
Not just that, you're horrendous at remembering reading material.
Yeah,
so
I always forget and leave them at home,
which you always carry.
Yeah. And as you can see on these this extra bit of B-roll footage, I downloaded some magazines ahead of time. One of them German. I just wanted to look at the pictures and see what classic cars they've got over in Germany. But yeah, other titles: Classic Car Weekly, Classic Jaguar, I think I downloaded. It was really good to have those on my device, and I can sort of zoom in, because obviously on the mobile it's a bit small, so you can see the text, and it just works really, really well. And the good news is we have a special offer for you. Your first 2 months of Readly subscription are free if you use the link in the description below. So yeah, it worked really well. So
it's a subscription service.
Yeah, but it gives you access to loads of different titles. You don't pay per title, you pay a subscription fee, and then you can read loads and loads of magazines.
And there are magazines outside the car world?
Yeah, not just car ones. Obviously that's where my focus tends to be, but music, the arts,
and your general, not gossip magazines.
Daily newspapers, also available that way. Yeah, so when you've got a connection, you can just look at them online, or you can download them to look at later. So yeah, really good. Thank you, Readly. We think about some less positive aspects of our journeying so far. The ultimate one obviously being when Bob collapsed in Lincolnshire.
Do you know, it wasn't a bad journey, but
it was just a long journey.
We were bad spirits, weren't we? It was a boring journey.
Yeah.
And we got there, and it was hot. And trusty Bob, we pulled, and he just stayed flat. But
that was my fault. I pulled the front end out. You meant to start with the back end, and yeah, I was just tired, wasn't thinking straight. Just thought, I'm sure it's the front. Pulled the front, and yeah, the frame collapsed, because you'll see, hopefully. But there is quite a lot of frame to Bob, and it all folds really well when it actually works properly. But yeah, poles came apart, things separated. It was bad old times.
We were both in
Yeah.
here trying to wrestle, and I'm not the tallest person.
No, we were having to wrestle the frame back together again.
Yeah.
But that was user error.
It was. But that was a moment of darkness, wasn't it?
That was a definite moment
Yeah.
of darkness. But yeah, soon enough we got Bob
Yeah.
erect
And
again.
we were all good, and
we were all
sat
good.
down,
Yeah.
and we had stir fry, did we? We had a lovely dinner anyway.
Yeah. I think it was stir fry that night.
So yeah, that was one of the dark points. Now the other dark point is an interesting one as a parent.
Oh.
So there is a certain etiquette on caravan sites, camping sites, and so on. You have a certain respect for other people's pictures. So unless you're sort of invited in, you don't. It sounds like vampires. You don't go onto other people's pictures. We'd been to lots of sites where there were children. They were absolutely lovely. We've got
Yeah.
2 children. Really polite, good morning and all that stuff. Now we went to this one site, and when we arrived, there was a bit of an odd feeling, wasn't there?
There was.
We're not going to say which site. It's not fair on the site. The site was fantastic. There was an odd feeling, and there was a couple next to us who had a van, and they had 2 dogs, and they kept their dogs in the van, and we thought, oh, that's a bit odd.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Yeah, because we've got 2 dogs, and when we're camping, they're outside all the time, aren't they?
They are.
So we thought that was a bit odd, didn't we? But
We did.
We soon discovered why the dogs were kept
Yeah.
indoors.
They were a lure for some children who had no respect for personal boundaries at all.
No, it was very frustrating. It was a real shame because literally no respect for boundaries. So as soon as we pulled onto that park, you saw them come out and be screaming, "Oh, they're here! They're here!" They came into Bob. When
Banging
I was
on the side of
trying
Bob,
to
winding the dogs up.
When
Yeah.
I tried to bring Titch in at one point, one of the children was stood on the steps, so I couldn't get into Bob. When it was quite apparent that I wanted a bit of quiet time, they were knocking on the door. It was horrendous. And the people that I mentioned disappeared first thing in the morning, didn't they?
Yeah, they were
Packed up.
expected to stay another night and
Gone.
they just vanished.
Yeah, so with this, but we very quickly understood why those children were just too much.
So we moved on ourselves.
We did exactly
Yeah.
the same, didn't we?
And every other site we've been to, and it's been quite a few, not a problem at all. People fully respecting, say hello and all
Absolutely.
that. Might ask, a child might say, "Oh, can I come and pet your dog?" And we'd say, "Well, yeah, you can."
Yeah, camping sites are really friendly. Yeah, everybody says good morning. If you're washing the dishes, somebody else is at the sink, you have a little chat.
Yeah.
They're ever so friendly. But this space is your living space. This is your privacy. You
Your
do
freedom
everything
space,
in this
yeah.
space. So to have people intrude on that, we hadn't experienced it before.
No.
But it was unpleasant. It was unpleasant, and it was a shame because it was a lovely site.
Yeah.
But that ruined it for us, didn't it? We
It
were
did.
so stressed moving on to the next site.
We were in a right state.
We were. Thankfully, the next site was also lovely. Yes.
But we should say the parents just didn't seem to be particularly interested in
see
taking
them.
any
No.
interest at
There
all.
was no. There wasn't.
Occasionally, I think it was a grandmother would scream at the children.
Yeah. But aside
Yeah.
from that, nobody to change their actions and whatnot. I mean, they followed me to the toilet, for goodness sake.
Yeah, I had them following me into the freezer room when I was putting my freezer blocks in the freezer. You're just like, this is a bit much. You're not my children.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the only negatives, really.
Yeah,
I
and I
didn't
mean,
have any
talking of toilets and stuff, obviously, there's usually a bit of a walk to the toilet, so that's a different aspect. But that's absolutely not been any bother for us. It's not very joyous when it's raining, but
No, but also I think on one of the last sites we went to, the one in Devon with the Honesty Shop, I think you can request where you're going to stay. So they had a big family, and so they stayed right by the toilet, which makes sense. And I think once we become more aware of sites and whatnot, if we want to be close to the toilets, we can put in those requests. There's
yeah,
space
but
on TikTok,
actually,
isn't there?
you start quite enjoying the walk because obviously you hear
do.
nature. It's very relaxing and
Yeah.
peaceful. So, yeah, I don't mind that aspect at all. I'm
do.
not saying I'd like to live that life permanently.
Oh, I could. I think
There's
I
a reason
could.
why we've moved away from outdoor toilets at home.
No, true.
Yeah.
True. But yeah, it's been those were the only negatives.
Yeah.
And obviously, when we got home, and Bob broke.
Yeah,
That
after
was
the last trip, that was a dark moment.
That was a dark
We'd
moment.
only got Bob up. I mean, this is the downside of the folding camper, is that you do have to raise the whole thing so you can pack it before you go away. Although sometimes we have the car a bit more loaded up spend is ideal when we set off, and then when we get there, we'll start rearranging stuff.
Yeah.
And throughout the trip, you start moving stuff around depending on how often you need it, really.
Yeah, we've stripped everything down because we're going away this weekend, but we're going away for one night, so
Yeah,
minimal stuff this weekend.
Minimal.
Yeah.
yeah.
I like how you reiterated that.
Minimal. Yes. But yeah, it's been really good, and I've loved how the Hubnuts have enjoyed it as
Oh,
well.
the
They've now
Hubnuts
been away
loved
for a
it.
trip with us.
Yeah, and now they want to go more.
Yeah.
They want to go more.
So
but
absolutely, it's just been a brilliant
what have been the real
thing.
highlights?
Real highlights. Ooh. At the second campsite we ever went to, the first actual proper campsite we went to was just lovely. That was the first chance for us to really sort of unwind, even though it was a heat wave and we spent the day circling Bob in the
In the
heat.
shade.
We just did very little, and that was nice because we don't often do very little. There's always something going on.
Yeah, this is the thing, is that this summer, yes, we've been travelling all over the place and it's been a lovely environment to do that, but we have worked really, really hard.
Yeah. So it's been busy old
We're
times.
just being nosy now.
Yeah. We just got a courier arriving, looking slightly lost, but it's fine.
Standard.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of comfort as well, initially I had some issues, but we rejigged things.
We swapped the mattresses, don't tell the Hubnuts.
Yeah, shh. And I find it much more comfortable.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just so cozy.
I think a real highlight for me was, oh gosh, what was it called? Lakes.
Oh, that one with the sunset. Yeah, I've forgotten the name of
Stanton
it.
Lakes.
Might have been.
We'll pop it
ping
on
it
the
up
video.
if we're wrong.
Bing!
Yeah.
But that moment when we were sat there eating our tapas and looking out at the lake, and we watched the lake for hours. There was a father swan who was absolutely beating up the geese.
Yeah. Well, they both were. Both the parents were going a bit crazy.
It was fascinating to watch. There were so many water birds there. It was really brilliant.
Mm.
Really, really brilliant. A lovely site as well. Lovely, clean facilities. Adults only as well, which was nice. So we can't take Mini
Can't take the
Hubnut
Hubnuts there.
is most upset.
Oh yeah,
because
they've got a
they've
remote
got-
control racing track.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we can't take him to that very site.
No.
So
Unfortunate.
it is. Yeah, so the tapas on the lakeside was a highlight, and
Yeah,
watching
that
all
was
the
good.
water birds, that was stunning. I think the site in Devon with the Honesty Shop.
Yeah.
Love
That was
that place.
lovely. Such a nice
lovely
vibe.
We'll
Yeah.
put the name, I can't remember it. There was so many
It was
sites.
Lowermore
Farm.
Farm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Lowermore. Yes.
That was brilliant site.
Mm.
Such a nice vibe. And when we arrived, they were still putting together the shower block and toilet. So I was like, oh,
Yeah, we were
I
like, this
don't
is
know.
bad time. It literally was pop up. I think the first
Yeah.
people to stay there 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So they got some facilities in place, but not all of them.
and
But
it was
yeah,
packed.
worked really
It was
well.
bank holiday weekend.
Yeah,
But you wouldn't know. There were lots of families there. Everybody respected the noise levels after about 10 o'clock.
Mm.
It just had a really nice vibe, that park.
Yeah.
Really nice. So I hope it's not too pop up.
Yeah, and in terms of how we find these places, generally on Pitch Up, isn't
Yeah,
it?
we tend to use Pitch Up.
And we're not sponsored for that. They're
No,
doing a
we're
lot
not.
of sponsoring at the moment. We probably should ask them to sponsor us, but yeah,
But yeah,
we use them
Pitch Up.
because it's just quick and easy.
It's a simple website.
Yeah.
You type in where you're going. You can type in the radius. You can type in if you want electric hookups. If you
Where the
want
dogs are allowed.
dogs are allowed.
Yeah.
Hard standing, sand, gravel, whatever. It's really good. Found it a really good website. Easy to use. The payment system is simple as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. That kind of brings us talking about electric hookups and stuff to the electrics. And I kind of realised at the last camp, the only thing we're using the electric hookup for is charging mobile phones.
Mm-hmm.
So that's become rather less urgent. I guess the cool box is a huge part of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and we've just got lighting, but we don't need to use huge amounts of electricity for, because
Well,
we've got
yeah.
our lovely rechargeable lamp.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about our successes. So, what things have we bought that have been a success?
Cool box,
Cool
definitely.
box. The Vango Cool Box, is it?
Yeah, it's a Vango
Yeah.
something or other.
But
We'll ping it up.
It says it's supposed to last 80 hours, and it does. It's really
Yeah,
good.
even though
Really
we've camped in heat
impressive.
waves with it, as
Yeah,
long as you keep
yeah.
it out of the sun.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
been fantastic. And we've tried different ways of loading it with the cool blocks or ice cubes, or we've tried everything, but it's brilliant in each way we've used it.
Yeah.
On the flip side, this weekend we'll be using the fridge. Fridge is 10-litre little fridge.
Oh,
off
so we're
Amazon.
definitely going to need an electric hookup this
We
weekend.
will need an electric hookup this weekend. That's been brilliant as well. Shh, Bob.
What was that, Bob? Interesting noises.
Yeah, that's been really helpful as well.
Yeah.
For putting your milk in, all your bits and bobs like cheese and whatever. eaten a lot of cheese this summer.
Yeah, it's just keeping those essential things cold.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that has worked really
So
well.
that's worked really well.
Yeah.
The lamp that you're obsessed with.
Yeah, the little USB lamp, so charge up in the car and it lasts days.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
$9.99 as well.
yeah, I don't think I've run that flat yet.
No,
I
we
just
haven't. We
took the
haven't.
opportunity to charge it up when we were down in Devon. The first night we were in Devon, I haven't charged it since.
No,
And
that
use
is
it every
brilliant.
evening.
That was a home bargains buy at $9.99. I think that was really,
Yeah,
really good.
might have to grab another one of those.
Yes. Bob has had a new tarp, which we bought from eBay.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just a tiny shade under £150. And it's handmade to fit a Conway Cruiser to the colour scheme that you want. Postage takes a little while, but that's because it's a handmade thing, so it's going to take a little while.
Yeah, it did take a little longer than we were hoping.
Yeah, there were postage strikes though.
Yeah.
Boyfriend.
Yeah. Okay.
No, a brilliant item because it's handmade.
It is really nice quality.
It's really nicely
the
done.
elastic's nice and tight on it.
Yeah.
And it just changes the way Bob tows. Bob doesn't tend to inflate anymore.
No, no.
So, which brings me to another point, talking of Bob inflating. Some people have talked about towing mirrors, and the reason I don't use them with Bella, the Blingo, is because I can see straight over the top. The interior mirror on the Blingo is quite high up. I can see straight over the top of Bob, and the door mirrors are so good that I actually haven't got pretty much any blind spots at all. I can see all around Bob. So towing mirror is not required. With Betty, I have to concede, because she sits lower, I can't see over the top, especially if it starts inflating a bit.
Which it
so
did,
if I do any
it
more
was-
towing with Betty, which is unlikely because she drinks
Well,
like
yeah,
a
that was
fish,
painful.
I will fit towing mirrors.
that was
But yeah,
painful.
not actually needed with Bella, because Bella's just such a great vehicle.
She is. She is. I mean, the combo Bella and Bob is just amazing.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to tow more weight with Bella. I think this, I mean, what we reckon, about 550, 560 kilograms.
So I think it's 550 unladen, and then you can laden it up to 750.
Okay, so we're probably around 600 then, once we've got a bit, deck chairs and stuff
Yeah.
in. I wouldn't want to go much more than that. The Blingo is an okay tow vehicle, but really hasn't got that much power, and the rear suspension is far too soft. So I wouldn't want, in fact, someone's actually offered to find us a caravan, and I don't think we want a caravan. I don't
No.
think it would work for us.
I'm very happy with Bob. I'm a huge caravan fan. I've always been a huge caravan fan, but I'm very happy with Bob. It's just a brilliant space. I don't
Yeah.
think you could get a caravan with this much space.
No, because they tend to have sort of corridors and things. And
Yeah, and the whole
feel a bit more
point
hemmed
of,
in. The living space here is so open.
yeah, and there's often, not so much in the modern ones, but they're massive. Your living space is also your sleeping space.
Yeah, so you have
We
to convert.
don't have that.
Yeah.
We can comfortably sleep 4 of us, and theoretically 6 of us in here.
Yeah.
But 4 without having to
Yeah,
change
we
the
can
space.
have 2 permanent beds up, and you
Yeah.
haven't got to do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the big selling point for folding campers, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been lovely to see everybody else buying their
Oh
folding
yeah,
campers.
we are influencers. So we may have influenced people to buy Belingos. We may have influenced people to buy folding campers.
But it's worth it. Come on, guys, isn't it? We
Yeah.
want to hear about your folding camper adventures. So Bob himself is a little bit of a mismatch. So Bob's bottom
proper
half
bitzer.
is 1990. Hence, I mentioned that this mechanism is 32 years old.
Yeah.
But the top half of Bob is actually early 2000s. So weirdly, fits with Bella because the top is the same age as
Yeah,
Bella.
pretty much the same age. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm seeing all the folks, and a gentleman called Bob actually messaged me on Twitter, and he was the manufacturing director for Conway for many years. So was involved in the creation of Bob and all Bob's siblings.
It's lovely, isn't it?
And he had a Bob.
Yeah.
He had a 1990 Bob. So he sent me some pictures of exactly what Bob would look like. And he had all the accessory packs, because you can get skirts, you can get the awning. There's all random little bits and pieces if you look in the brochures
Yeah.
that you could
If
get.
we were going to go for a big family camp somewhere and be based somewhere for more than a couple of nights,
We'd want
I
an
would love
awning.
an awning.
Yeah.
Just gives you that much more storage space more than anything.
Yeah. And the thing is, we want an awning that's going to match Bob. So I'm constantly on eBay. I'm constantly doing Google searches to try and find one. We want a green one. We don't want a red one
No,
or
it's got to
a
match.
blue one. It's got to match. So yeah, that's a long haul kind of goal to get a Bob awning. And I'm not sure if somebody makes them.
I don't know, it'd be a heck of a thing to make.
Be
'Cause
interesting.
you'd have to make all the metal poles as well
Oh,
as the
yeah,
canvas.
yeah.
So yeah,
I mean-
I'm not sure there's any aftermarket offerings out
I
there,
did
but there must
also-
be so many people who've got them up in their lofts.
Yeah, I
Trailer
think
tent's
so.
long gone, and
Yeah, they've just got the
forgot-
awning.
Oh yeah, still got the awning up
Yeah,
there.
because of course they'd use this, but not the awning.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also, because our new tarpaulin is lovely, but I want stickers for it. So Cameron of Not Another White Box very kindly pointed to a site that sells the exact emblems.
Oh, wow.
So we will be purchasing at least one.
Oh,
of
will we?
those. Yeah, we will.
Okay.
We will.
Look forward to
Yeah.
that.
Gazebo. We don't love Gazebo, do
No,
we?
the gazebo. What we haven't shown is for our £35 gazebo, nicknamed Gazebob. The slightest bit of wind and it just wants to collapse.
Yeah, it hasn't actually collapsed.
It is a very fair weather
It is a
gazebo.
fair weather gazebo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for £35,
We didn't use it at all on the last trip.
No, we didn't.
The children wanted us to put it up, and I was just like, I can't be bothered because it's actually useless.
Yeah.
You can't do anything with it. It's actually nicer to just sit outside.
Yeah, although it was nice when it was really hot and we could zip the sides and keep the bugs out.
Yeah, that was
I think
good.
that was helpful.
Yeah.
And also for that extra bit of shade because the 2CV camp was very hot.
That was another hot
So
one. Yeah,
that was good to
Gosh,
have the
we've done some
gazebo.
travelling. In terms of travelling, I think we've probably done around 2,000 miles.
Brilliant.
So poor Bob's gone from a few years of inactivity to razzing around all over the place.
Sat in a field, just minding
Yeah.
its own business.
So again, thanks to our friend Eddie over in Lincolnshire for sorting the brakes out and a wheel bearing to make sure that Bob could do those 2,000 miles. And yeah, we've been all over the place. Where have we been? Lincolnshire,
Lincolnshire,
Sussex, Droitwich, and
North Devon,
Worcestershire. Yeah,
Leicestershire,
Leicestershire. Yeah, we have done some travelling.
Worcestershire, Gloucestershire.
Yeah, it was Worcestershire. It was quite near
Yeah.
Droitwich, where the 2CV camp was.
No, the other one.
Oh,
Where we stayed for one night
oh,
on a
forgotten
hill.
now.
Near Cirencester.
Oh yes, that's Gloucestershire. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, that was nice as well.
Yeah. No,
So-
they've all been really nice.
So many nice
campsites.
places. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing we should talk about is weatherproofness, because we've had a
Yes.
fairly lucky time with camping. The weather
We
hasn't
have
been
had
too
a
bad.
couple of
We've had some
occasions of
serious
wind and rain.
downpours,
Yeah.
and we have had a fair bit of wind. And Bob feels pretty good. Obviously, you get a bit of flapping because it's canvas. Canvas is going to flap, but yeah, he's looked after us
It's solid.
very
It's
well.
been absolutely solid. And being I know there's lots of schools of thought on canvas as to whether you coat it every few years. But the other thinking is that canvas naturally will expand with
Yeah.
the water and create a
Yeah,
protective
so
barrier.
we're not going to be proofing because
No.
it works now.
Yeah, it hasn't needed it. I mean,
Yeah.
it may change in the future, but for now, we're quite happy with how it is. We
Mm-hmm.
haven't mentioned the children's air sofas.
Oh, we haven't mentioned the air sofas. No, that was another success. And it certainly kept them busy for ages,
That was
running
much
round. Yeah.
hilarity. Yeah, if you're taking children camping, so when we went to the 2CV camp, one of Ian's friends was lounging on one of these air sofas, and it inspired me as a little returning home present for the Hubnuts to get them one of these air sofas. And it's just a tube, really, that's
Yeah.
folded in half, and you have to run and catch the wind to inflate it. And then you fold it down a bit, and it becomes a seat. Well, a sofa, isn't it, that you lay in?
I didn't like it. I sweated
didn't
like
like
crazy
it?
thinking it.
I loved
Oh,
it.
No,
I absolutely loved it.
I
And
was
little
happy
Miss
with my deck chair.
Little Miss Hubnut actually wants to take hers on her Explorer camp next week. But they were cheap. They're £15 each. And it is a nice seat, actually. I know there's lots of inflatable sofas and things you can buy for camping, but actually really comfortable.
Yeah.
I
So
thought.
something that worked less well,
What's that?
the cooker.
Oh, God, the gas hob.
We've got the halogen air fryer.
Oh, gosh, we haven't talked
Amazing.
about that
Yeah,
either.
that's been a major godsend. And then you really do need an electric hookup.
Yeah,
But I think even a 10 amp one would probably run that.
yeah, yeah.
And generally they're about 16 amp in the UK campsites. So yeah, that was a superb purchase.
But our little gas hob
Yeah, gas
is
hob.
temperamental at best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it just feels dangerous,
Yeah,
frankly.
so I think we're going to ditch that for a kettle, aren't we?
Yeah, we're thinking of going for an electric kettle because the electric hookups mostly will be able to support that. Probably not a household kettle. You can get specific camping ones, but just have a bit less current draw. Might take a little longer to boil.
Yeah. I mean, the only advantage of the gas hob is when you do stir fries and things. if you're looking to cook quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
Then
And there's
it's
also the
advantageous.
byproduct of the fact that when you're trying to heat your kettle up, so much heat spills around the kettle that it warms up the space.
Yeah, that's true. That's
So-
true. Yeah, but the halogen cooker is phenomenal.
Mm.
We have now cooked a roast in there, and
At home,
it was
not camping yet.
because times being what they are. The halogen cooker works out cheaper than our standard electric cooker. So we took the halogen cooker in and we did a roast dinner in it,
Yeah,
and it was fantastic.
yeah.
Absolutely
very
fantastic.
Potatoes. Oh,
Yeah, we've done
Oh.
steak dinners in
Yeah.
it. We've done all kinds of things in it. We did ready meals, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
We did some Aldi ready meals that were in the tin cases. I wouldn't suggest putting plastic or cardboard in there. And they cooked beautifully as well,
Yeah,
didn't they?
yeah.
It's just a brilliant, brilliant little gadget. And it was only about £44.
Yeah, and it just gives you so much more variety. It means you're not having to just do things that you can cook in one saucepan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
we did
that's
eat a
worked
lot
really
of
well.
stir fry at the beginning.
We did, a little too much.
Yes. But yes, it's been an amazing summer.
Yeah.
Amazing summer.
And it's been really nice to see how many of you have enjoyed following our experiences, because we didn't predict that. We didn't buy Bob thinking, oh, this will be a hit on the channel. But it kind of really has been. Not
Yeah.
everyone. We've upset quite a lot of people who want more tinkering, but we're getting back to that now because we're
We're
more
off
back
season
home.
now.
Yeah, although we're going away again this weekend. But still, we were at the workshop yesterday. We're
Yeah,
going to go
yeah.
back up today, possibly. The weather could.
We should be all right. Even
Yeah.
if it rains, we should be okay.
That's fine.
And
We can
we've
get a
done-
headliner into Betty.
and of
we
course-
can red end in the car.
As requested, you've ordered all the bits for Shemi so that we can get that done. Yeah?
Yeah, I need to get some araldite. I've
Okay.
got to fix that servo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the very least, we can start buttoning up her front end so she actually looks like a car again.
Oh.
So, yeah,
Lots of little cuttings.
we will be doing stuff this week.
Yeah, there is much tinkering going on this week. There will be a Bob appearance and a social appearance as well. I don't know when you're putting this video out, so
No, I don't know. It's not our social, it's someone else's.
it's not our social, so we don't want to.
Yeah, I must apologise for not organising many socials this year. We kind of did the motorist and have failed to really follow it up with that. It's so difficult to find suitable venues. Is one of
However,
our difficulties.
we were talking this morning about planning for next year because we need more socials in next year, and also we want to do a Bob summer again, don't we?
Yeah. Where are we going to go next
But
summer?
we want to do a more organised Bob summer. So we'd be
Oh, good. I
Yeah.
like your funny words.
we want to do a more organised Bob summer. So we've got road tests lined up, and we've got shows lined up wherever we go, so
Yeah.
that we can keep up with the work, but camp at the same time,
Yeah. So
rather than a last minute. Because this was a learning curve for us this
Oh,
year.
very much. Yeah.
Massively a learning curve.
Yeah, but not a particularly painful learning curve,
No, it's
apart
been
from Bob
brilliant.
collapsing.
Yeah.
That was an error.
That was bad times.
Yeah.
But yeah, any hints or tips you can think of?
Hints or tips? I don't know, really. I mean, like anything, campsites, go and look at the reviews. They tend to be a pretty good indicator of how things are going to go down. Yeah, not really. Just say hello to people, be nice.
Yeah. Wipes. We travel with 3 types of wipes.
Yeah,
We
what-
travel
what-
with floor wipes, baby wipes, and surface wipes.
although a lot of that is due to aged dog.
Well, yes and no, because the thing is, because you're trawling in and out, even though we've got a doormat, you still bring in a lot of dirt and whatnot. So yeah, we travel with 3 types of wipes, because also, if you need to wipe your hands and you don't want to trawl to the loo, you can do a baby wipe and then the anti-bac. So that's
Yeah. The other thing is Conway Cruiser specific.
what's that?
If you have the liner to go up on the roof, use it.
Yeah,
It
that's
makes a
been
huge
massive.
difference.
Yeah.
But,
Also,
but we've discovered it's not a good idea to fold it down
don't
with that
fold it
attached.
down with it attached.
So
In fact, I think those are 2 of the clips up there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no. It's gone badly wrong, girlfriend. No wonder it was sagging a bit. You may have some sewing to do.
Okay, and that looks more like a stick to me.
Yeah, we'll fix it.
But yeah, I think hints and tips. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. Even with the additions we've put to Bob, we're still way under £1,000 for this whole
Yeah.
rig and whatnot.
Not
Way
including the
under.
work done on Bella.
Not ignore.
Yeah, make sure your tow vehicle hasn't got collapsing suspension. Might be quite a good
Good tip.
Good tip.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, just go and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool box. Think very carefully about size
Yeah.
of cool box.
So,
Because ours is huge.
Oh, what vicious. Did you just give me a look then? Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, the quite size
But
cool box.
yeah, we have needed that capacity.
We have.
But if all you're doing is making a cup of tea, you don't need 57 litres.
No.
Yeah.
No, I think think about a cool box, as in think about the effectiveness of the cool box. Look
Ooh.
at the reviews on the cool box.
The old 2-litre bottle of water.
What, in the freeze? In
Yeah,
the cool box?
rather than the ice packs. And,
Yes.
Because and occasionally we've bought bags of ice to keep things cold, and that just makes water go everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you've got loads of waste plastic as well. So
Yeah,
it's
the
not
big
ideal.
thing, which I'm sure some people mentioned, because there was a big discussion about how to pack your cool box. 2-litre bottles, fantastic, because they don't leak water everywhere, and it's a big solid block of ice, so it's going to defrost slowly. And then make sure that you're blocking out any air. So make sure I put plastic over the top, I put recycling bags over the top, and then I put a towel over the top to make sure that there is no air getting in, and that seems to work beautifully, doesn't it? So think about your cool box. Think about your lighting.
Yeah.
Because
lighting's important.
We started with the little Amazon ones, didn't we?
Yeah.
But we needed a bit more.
No,
They're
they were not
lovely,
very
but
bright.
we needed a little bit more. Lighting, cool box, and how you're going to cook.
Oh yeah, leisure battery. Our leisure battery seems to have died,
Yeah.
but we haven't really
Used
missed
it.
that.
No.
If we get the water system up and running, then we would miss it if we weren't on mains. But otherwise, we haven't really missed it. And I'm even thinking of taking it out because it's such a lot of weight.
What, the leisure battery?
It's huge.
It's huge. It's massive.
Yeah, I just think we're now lugging this dead battery around all over the place.
Well, I mean, you say we're going to take it out, but over the winter, obviously you're going to have to winterize Bob. Winterizing is the favourite word of the caravan industry if you work on seasonal parks. So you take down all the soft furnishings, so all the soft furnishings are going to come out, bed pods, the obviously the sheets, but cushions, all that stuff, all the linings, curtains have got to come out. We'll wash those down, put those away safely, and then we'll put in some, what they called, dehumidifying crystals as well. Doesn't need a drain down because Bob doesn't currently have water, so it doesn't need a drain down, so that's something.
That's something easier.
Which
Yeah,
we
there's
might
no
have
point
to investigate
reviving that
next
water
year.
system now.
No, not really. But for next year, we need to get that health check done because it would be lovely to have Bob running properly. We want to pull out the fridge, turn it upside down, see if that works.
Yeah, I haven't worked out how to get the fridge out yet. If you've got any thoughts on that, do let us know.
Yeah, please let us know so that we don't have to dissect the kitchen, but we might have to. We want to get the water going, which is, we could do the water. But gas and electric health check, that's going to have to be somebody else.
Yeah, I think gas could be transformative because we only bought that cheap little single burner.
And it's a twin burner with a grill.
Because the gas system isn't working in Bob.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's probably something we do want to look at.
Yeah, it's a twin burner with a grill, so we would like that to work very much. But yes, it's been amazing. And if, you know, it is hard times at the moment, and I know people are struggling to go on holidays and whatnot, but if you can muster the money to get something like this, would highly recommend it. Campsites can vary wildly. You did one at £12, was it?
Yeah, £12.
Yeah. And then nothing
that was just me in a single tent because it's kind of made me rethink about using Airbnb. In fact, Airbnb seems to be getting really expensive.
Extortionate.
Hotels seem to be getting really expensive. Even for a single person on your own, you know, hotels are coming in 80, 90, 100 quid a night for Premier Inns. And you're just
this has been,
I can't justify that.
it's been a money saving operation.
Yeah.
Was the first incentive.
So
wasn't
I think when I'm solo travelling, I might well be looking at camping. I may have to upgrade my tent.
it? Okay.
My poor little Euro hike has probably seen enough
Or you
action.
could just have Bob to yourself, solo Bob.
Yeah, I don't really want the hassle of dragging Bob around just for me.
True.
It's a lot
But
of
yeah,
hassle.
campsites we found sort of varied from £12, I think 40.
Yeah,
was
about
the
40
highest,
is the
wasn't
most.
it?
Yeah.
But that was an exceptional part. That was Horham Country.
Yeah.
Horham Manor.
Yeah, and we were
Country
very late
Park.
booking in the height of summer, so
Yeah,
you're
and
not going to grab many bargains.
That was a
doing
beautiful park. It had
Yeah.
so many nice touches to it that it's understandable that it's that much. Plus, I did look at another site I saw on TikTok. I thought, that looks really nice. And I started to look at it on their booking system, and it was at £42 to add a dog. So I thought, you know, we'll leave
It's not
that
the one for us.
That's not the one.
Not the one. For
Not
us,
the one.
no.
When, I mean, the other site that we looked at when we looked at the pop-up campsite had indoor pool, outdoor pool,
Yeah, there are sites that have
laundrette,
really got everything.
had absolutely everything,
Yeah.
and yet was still like £30 a night. So if you're taking your children and they want all those facilities and entertainment,
Yeah, we're quite, as long as there's a decent toilet and showers, we're a fairly
Yeah.
greenfield site suits
Yeah.
us down to the
I mean,
ground. But there are sites that have got everything.
yeah,
you can
in
do.
October we're actually going to one, which is quite special to me, but we won't tell you about it now. I'll tell you about it afterwards. Look at you nodded like, I know what we're talking about. Do you
Yeah,
know what we're
I
talking
just
about?
forgot, but I remembered. Yeah, yeah.
But
We're gonna have to work on the warmth a bit, but
that
we've got
site's,
some thoughts there
yeah,
as well.
we have. That site's got an indoor pool, it's got an outdoor pool, it's got entertainment, it's got a spa, it's got all kinds of things and fully serviced pitches. It's £26 a night.
Wow.
You can't
So
go
we'll
wrong.
report on that in October.
We
So yeah,
will.
the season isn't completely over by any means, but our main summer road trip
Yeah.
has come to an end. It'll be more local stuff.
Yeah.
Apart from this weekend, which is crazy mileage, it'll be local stuff. But yeah, we'll keep camping as much as we can.
Yeah. It's only because Bob wants to meet Trixie.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. That makes sense to someone, I'm sure. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in another video in another field with Bob, or perhaps tinkering. You never know.
Yeah, because currently, you know, the magic of television and all, looks like we're on a campsite with Bob. Where are we actually?
Yeah, we're on our driveway. Yeah. It's amazing. Oh, and just before we go, we've finally got a limited number of embroidered Hubnut caps available on the Hubnut store. They've been a long time. People have been asking for baseball caps for ages, but I didn't want to do plastic meshy ones because I just think they're a bit naff. So these are all material, adjustable back strap. Very nice, made by a small up-and-coming business.
And they very kindly made us our own, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah.
So £13 plus postage and packaging on the Hubnut store. And mugs we will be restocking hopefully
Yes.
soon. Sales mode ends.
Unless you want a doom mug. Lots of doom mugs.
Lots of Dooms mugs. So yeah, thank you, and we shall see you in a future video. Farewell.